Hey everyone, welcome back to Learn and Speak Easy English. I'm really happy you're here today. I'm Lucy.
And I'm Michael. Hey Lucy, and hello to all our friends watching from different places around the world. Oh wow, it's so good to see you again.
Oh yeah, Michael, quick question for you. You've learned how to say thank you, but have you ever felt the conversation just stops right after? You get that awkward silence where you know you've done the polite thing, but you haven't really connected.
Totally. It's like you followed a rule from a textbook, but the textbook forgot to tell you what to do next. You say thank you, they say you're welcome, and then crickets. It can feel a little robotic, right? A little unnatural.
And that feeling is exactly what we're talking about today. In a lot of situations, just saying thank you or only hearing you're welcome can feel a little off. Depending on the context, it can even sound a bit stiff or like you're trying to end the conversation.
If that's ever happened to you and you want to move beyond that one safe phrase, this video is for you. We want to help you start responding with more confidence, more warmth, and a better sense of the social situation.
We're going to break down the real-life, natural ways native speakers respond when someone thanks them. This isn't just about memorizing new words. It's about understanding the moment so you can sound more fluent and aware in your actual conversations.
Think about it like this. Only using "you're welcome" is like having just one emoji on your phone, the thumbs up. Someone sends you a long, heartfelt message about how much they appreciate you, and you send back a thumbs up. Someone sends you a funny meme, thumbs up. Someone cancels plans, thumbs up. I mean, it works, but it doesn't really match the feeling of the moment, does it?
That's a perfect way to put it. The thumbs up is fine, but it doesn't show warmth or real appreciation. Language works the exact same way. The words you choose after thank you can either build a bridge or put up a wall. They can make the other person feel seen, or they can make them feel like it was all just a transaction.
And getting this right is one of the biggest keys to getting to that next level of fluency, the level where you're not just speaking English, you're truly connecting with people in English. So, let's break down the toolkit. We've structured this into 5 main categories of responses you can use.
All right, let's kick things off with the most common group, casual and quick responses. These are for all the small, everyday favors. Someone holds the door for you, lets you borrow a pen, or sends you a file you needed. The favor was small, so the response should be light and easy.
The first one, and probably the most popular one you'll hear in American and Australian English, is "no problem." And right alongside it, you'll hear its close cousin, "no worries."
Let's look at no problem. Literally, it means the task caused you 0 problems. What it really means is, this was so easy for me that you don't need to feel like you owe me anything. It's all about putting the other person at ease.
Here's a perfect example. I'm at my desk. "Hey Lucy, can you pass me that stapler?" You pass it. I say thanks. You say,
No problem. It's quick, it's casual, and we move on. Now, here's where learners can trip up. Let's say your manager says, "Thank you so much for staying late to finish that critical report for our biggest client." If you respond with "no problem," it might come off as too casual. It can accidentally make the task and their gratitude seem less important.
Exactly. It just doesn't match the size of the thank you. In that kind of professional setting, "no problem" can feel a little informal, almost like you're saying the task wasn't a big deal when, to your manager, it clearly was. So, you'll want to save "no problem" and "no worries" for those low-stakes, everyday moments.
Next up in the casual zone, sure thing or just sure. This one is super common in American English. It's friendly, it's confident, and it carries this feeling of course I'd do that for you.
Let's try another mini dialogue. "Hey, thanks for saving me a seat."
Sure thing, see? So easy. Sure thing feels a bit more energetic than just sure, but they both work perfectly. They tell the person you were happy to do it, and it wasn't an inconvenience at all.
A common mistake here is just overthinking it. Some learners worry that "sure" by itself is too short or blunt, but it's all about your tone. A warm, friendly "sure" with a smile is completely natural. A flat monotone sure could sound like you're annoyed. Your intonation is everything.
And our last one in this category is, you got it. This is another very American-sounding phrase. It's upbeat and has this can-do vibe. It's like saying, I've got it handled and I was happy to do it.
For instance, your roommate might say, "Hey, thanks for taking out the trash."
You got it. It signals the job is done and you were on top of it. You hear this a ton in customer service too. A barista hands you a coffee, you say thank you, and they'll often shoot back with, you got it. It's a friendly way to confirm they've got your order handled.
So to recap the first group, for small daily favors, keep it light and easy. No problem, no worries, sure thing, and you got it are your best friends here. They're like a friendly nod in the middle of a conversation.
Okay, let's move on to our second category, warm and friendly responses. You'll use these when the favor was a bit more meaningful, or when you're talking with a friend, family member, or a colleague you have a good relationship with. The goal isn't just to say you're welcome, but to actually make your connection a little stronger.
First up is a classic, and it's so powerful, anytime. This is one of my personal favorites. It literally means you'd be happy to help them again, at any time. The real message is, I really value our relationship, and I'm happy to be there for you. You never need to hesitate to ask me for help.
That's such a reassuring thing to hear. For example, if a colleague says, thank you so much for helping me practice for that presentation, I was so nervous.
Anytime. You did a great job. See how adding that little compliment reinforces the warmth? You're not just brushing off their thanks, you're building them up. This phrase is perfect for strengthening those ongoing relationships.
But you probably wouldn't use anytime with a complete stranger for a one-off favor. If you help a tourist with directions and they thank you, saying anytime would be a little weird since you'll likely never see them again. It implies a relationship that just isn't there.
Great point. Next in the warm category are happy to help and glad I could help. These phrases say directly that helping them made you feel good. They sound really sincere and work well when you've offered advice, expertise, or just some emotional support.
For example, a junior colleague you've been mentoring says, thank you for showing me how to use that software. I was really struggling.
A perfect response is, happy to help. I remember how confusing it was when I first started. That little extra sentence shows empathy and makes your offer to help feel even more genuine. You're basically saying, I get it, and I was truly glad I could help you with that.
And the tone on happy to help is really important. You want to sound genuinely pleased. If you say it with a flat, bored voice, it can come across as sarcastic or like you don't mean it. The words are positive, but your delivery is what gives them meaning.
Now let's talk about one that's a bit more formal but still very warm. My pleasure, or it was my pleasure. This one really elevates the whole exchange. It implies that helping was actually an enjoyable experience for you. You hear this a lot in high-end customer service, but it's fantastic to use with friends and colleagues, especially for a favor you genuinely enjoyed doing.
Let's say you cook a big dinner for your friends. They say, this was an amazing meal. Thank you so much.
Replying with, my pleasure is perfect there. You're saying, I actually enjoyed cooking for you, so your thanks are nice, but the act of doing it was its own reward. It's gracious and so warm, and it works beautifully at work. A client thanks you for a detailed presentation. My pleasure. I'm glad it provided the clarity you were looking for.
So, anytime, happy to help, and my pleasure are all about adding that extra layer of warmth and sincerity. You're not just ending the conversation, you're strengthening the bond.
Okay, on to our third category, which is so important for anyone using English in their career, formal and professional responses. In a business setting, your language really needs to show respect, competence, and a commitment to doing good work.
First, let's talk about the classic, you're welcome. In a professional or formal situation, you're welcome is always a safe and appropriate choice. While it can sometimes feel a bit stiff in casual chats, in the business world it's clear, polite, and everyone understands it.
And you can add a little emphasis to match how grateful the other person is. If a client says, "Thank you so much for getting this done on such a tight deadline," a great response is, "You're very welcome," or "You're most welcome." It mirrors their high level of appreciation and adds a touch of formal grace. "You're most welcome" is especially good when someone thanks you for a gift or a really significant gesture.
Another fantastic professional response is, "I'm glad I could be of assistance," or the slightly shorter, "pleased to be of assistance." This is more formal than happy to help, but carries a similar meaning. It positions you as a capable and willing professional.
Imagine your boss says, "Thanks for getting those numbers for me so quickly."
Responding with, "I'm glad I could be of assistance," is respectful and professional. It confirms that you've done your job successfully. It's especially good in jobs where assisting people is literally part of your job description.
Now here's a phrase that's great when you want to show a little humility or acknowledge a team effort. "It was the least I could do." You use this when someone thanks you for something, but you feel like they've done more for you in the past, or that the situation was so serious that your help was just naturally expected.
For example, a colleague who really helped you out on a project last month is having a tough week. You help them with a small task, and they thank you over and over.
You could say, "It was the least I could do. You were a huge help to me last month." This acknowledges their past help and shows you see the relationship as a two-way street. It really builds goodwill and a sense of teamwork. Just be careful. In the wrong context, it could sound like you're minimizing their thanks, so it's best when there's a clear reason you feel you owe them one.
Lastly, in a professional setting, sometimes the best response is one that directs the gratitude back to the whole team or the company. Things like, "We're happy to be of service," or "happy to support the team," are excellent.
If a client thanks you for your company's work, saying, "We're happy to be of service," shows that providing great service is a core value for your entire team. It shifts the focus from just you to the professionalism of the whole organization, which can be a very powerful move.
We're about to get into some of the most advanced situations, like how to respond when someone gives you a really big, heartfelt thank you. But if you're finding these phrases useful for different situations and you want to keep learning this kind of real-world English, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell.
We make lessons like this one to help you move beyond the textbook and into confident, natural conversations. Subscribing is the best way to make sure you don't miss what's next. Okay, on to the really tricky situations. Category 4 is for the heavy hitters. This is when someone gives you a huge, heartfelt, emotional thank you. Maybe you supported them through a tough time, helped with a major life event, or did something that truly had an impact on them. Saying "no problem" here would be totally wrong. It would just invalidate their feelings.
Exactly. When the gratitude is deep, your response needs to be just as deep and validating. A fantastic phrase for this is, "of course." Now, of course can be used casually, but in this context, when you say it with a warm, serious tone, it means something profound. It means, "Of course I would do that for you. It wasn't even a question." Our relationship means I'll be there for you.
Let's say a close friend says, "I just can't thank you enough for being there for me when my father was sick."
Replying with a gentle, sincere, "of course," is perfect. You're telling them that your support was a given. It wasn't a favor they need to repay. It was a natural act of friendship.
Another powerful choice in these moments is to directly name your relationship. For example, "That's what friends are for," or "That's what family is for." This phrase reinforces your bond. It says your action wasn't a random act of charity, but a natural part of the role you play in their life.
A friend thanks you for helping them move to a new apartment, a truly exhausting task. They say, "I honestly could not have done this without you. Thank you."
You can say, "Hey, that's what friends are for. I know you'd do the same for me." That second part, "I know you'd do the same for me," is also a fantastic phrase by itself. It shows you have mutual trust and respect.
And sometimes the best response is one that shows that their gratitude actually means something to you. A phrase like, "That means a lot to me," is incredibly connecting.
Imagine someone you've mentored for years gets a big promotion and says, "I learned so much from you. Thank you for everything."
Responding with, "That means a lot. I've been so proud to watch you grow," shows that you're also getting something valuable from this relationship, the satisfaction of seeing them succeed. It creates this beautiful, mutual loop of appreciation.
So for those big emotional thank yous, don't downplay their feelings. Match their emotion with your own sincerity. Use phrases like, "Of course, that's what friends are for," or "That means a lot."
Our final category, number 5, is a special one. This is for those times when you also have something to be thankful for. So instead of just accepting their thanks, you can share the gratitude. You'll actually use the words, "thank you," in your response.
The most direct way to do this is to literally say, "No thank you," with the emphasis on the word you. That emphasis is critical. You use this when the person thanking you has also given you something valuable, like an opportunity or just a great experience.
For example, after a successful job interview, the interviewer might say, "Thanks for coming in today."
You should absolutely respond with, "Thank you for the opportunity," or "Thank you for your time." You're showing that you recognize their time and the chance they've given you are also valuable.
Another great one in this category is, "I couldn't have done it without you." This is the ultimate team player response. It's perfect for group projects where success was a shared effort.
Let's say your team just finished a huge project and your boss says to you, "Great work leading this. Thank you."
A great leader would say, "Thank you, but I couldn't have done it without this amazing team." This shares the credit and boosts morale. It shows humility and recognizes that success is almost never a solo act.
A similar one is, "We make a great team," or "I really enjoyed working with you on this." If a colleague thanks you for your help on a task you did together, responding this way turns their personal thank you into a celebration of your partnership. It focuses on the positive experience and hints that you'd like to work together again.
These sharing responses are a sign of high social and emotional intelligence. They show that you see the value other people bring to the table and that you don't need to take all the credit. It's about turning a moment of praise into a moment of shared success.
So let's do a quick recap. We have gone way beyond "you're welcome." You now have a whole toolkit of responses that you can pull from depending on the situation.
We covered the quick, casual ones like "no problem" for small favors. Then we talked about the warm and friendly responses like "anytime" and "my pleasure" that help build a connection.
We went over the formal, professional replies like, "You're most welcome," to show respect at work. And we explored those really sincere responses like, "Of course," for big, heartfelt moments of gratitude.
And finally, we looked at how to share the gratitude with phrases like, "I couldn't have done it without you." The main takeaway is this. Listening to the kind of thank you you're receiving is just as important as choosing your response. You have to match the energy, match the formality, match the emotion.
This is a skill you'll get better at with practice and just by paying attention. Start by listening for these phrases in movies, TV shows, and in conversations you overhear. Notice when people use them and what the situation is.
And here's a challenge for you. Pick 1 or 2 new phrases from this video that you feel good about. This week, try to use them in a real conversation. It might feel a little weird at first, but you'll be surprised how much more natural and connected your interactions feel.
Let us know in the comments below which phrase you're going to try out first. We'd love to hear from you, and it's a great way to practice.
And if this lesson was helpful for you, please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. Your support lets us keep making lessons like this to help you become a more confident and natural English speaker.
Thanks for watching.
We'll see you in the next one. Before finishing today's video, if you enjoyed this lesson, don't stop here. Watch a similar video on the left.
Or continue with the full playlist on the right to keep improving your English step by step. And if learning English feels easier here, and helps you speak with confidence, subscribe to the channel for simple, practical lessons every day.